Epic Games vs. Apple, Apex Legends Season 6, Halo Infinite news, and more on this week's episode of TNC Live.
How do, beautiful lords and ladies of the nerdom. This is TNC Live, episode 63. Manny Roman with me as always. We have Thought Max Brandon.
Ooh, we're back again. And it seems like, I don't want to jinx anything. Yet. It seems like the show's working well.
We might be out here. We might be
doing stuff. We might be out here. It's been a fun few days. I'm excited to talk about what we've been up to, honestly, because last night was a great time thanks to our man Adam, who's of course on the show again this week. How you doing?
Hey guys. Doing great. Last night was big hype. It was big value. Loved the experience.
His ego is enormous now.
Oh,
Twitch
100%.
Fame, it's easy.
Like, I feel like I could do anything.
100%.
I can conquer nations.
Hell yeah, that's what I like to hear. It was a good time, but Adam, what have you been doing, man? Like, you weren't on the show last week. I know people were wondering why. I kind of teased a little bit why you weren't on the show. Just go ahead and
Okay.
want to go ahead and let us know?
So I got kitties. Yes, plural. Got 2 of them. We went and adopted. It was at PetSmart, and it's through an adoption agency, so it's through a foster care. They are 2 cats. It is a boy whose original name was Mikey. We renamed him Spyro. He is 4 months old. And then a girl, and the reason that we got both of them is because they're bonded, so they won't split them up, but having 2 is very good. That way, if one of us or both of us are gone, at least they have somebody to play with. Anyways, the girl, her original name was Kara, but we changed that to Jinx, and she is 3 months. So they're pretty small. I got some photos here. There's one. Free pizza, don't take my code.
That code's gone now, buddy.
It is gone. They took my free pizza. But they're adorable. The orange one is the boy. Oh yeah, the orange one's the boy, and then the brown tabby is the girl. But yes, they're a handful, but they are adorable, and I love them very much. That's
awesome.
what we did last week, and why I missed the show.
No, hey, totally fair. It's been a good time, but you definitely made up for it last night.
Yeah,
I'm going to go ahead and let everyone know what you've been up to in a whole of last week.
Oh yeah, sounds good. So last night, as he was alluding to, we did a Pokemon Darkness Ablaze booster box opening, so 36 packs. There was a nice amount of people in the chat and in the stream, and we did code giveaway if you play the trading card game online as well. And next time I do that, I'm going to be giving away codes as well. So tune into those streams. Follow us on Twitch if you're not already. Turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss it. And what I'm going to be doing from here on, I'll probably change it up here and there. But for the codes, I will be trying to split them up amongst the viewers and whisper you those codes. That way I make sure that you are getting at least something from being here. Of course, we definitely appreciate it. But it was hype. We got some amazing polls, and there was another video previously. Go check it out as well if you haven't. This one will be a YouTube video on at some point if you missed it, so don't worry. But yeah, definitely a great time. And it just came out, well, we opened it yesterday, but it came out the 14th, so brand new set. There's a Charizard. Did I get it? You gotta go watch. What else have I been up to? The Valorant grind, not as much as lately. I feel like I'm slowly falling off of that game. Not because I dislike it, I just feel like I'm hard stuck already. I don't know, man. And the fact that I'm stuck in silver right now is very disappointing, because I was flat last season, then got down to gold, then got stuck into gold, and I was like, all right, fine, this is where I belong, I guess. And now I'm stuck silver and I can't get out of it.
But we had such a great day yesterday.
We did.
I think the few days off that I think we all needed the few days off, because I'm inherently gonna be bottom or second to the bottom on our team when we 5-stack. That's just gonna happen. But we were having a lot of games where you guys weren't carrying like you guys used to. And I think you guys,
I don't know about
think,
that.
okay. Now
Man, there
you
were
can
some
say that.
games where you weren't carrying.
my last 3 games,
Mr.
20 plus
Mr.
kills.
3 and 14, okay? Calm
Yeah,
down.
That was before the break. That was before the break.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we needed the time because
100% agree.
I think, like, people are, ooh, jeez, I bonked my desk, sorry. I think we needed that time to just, like, clear our heads. I think it was good.
Definitely.
I think it was good. We
Well,
played great yesterday.
In this clearing of heads time, outside of some Valorant, getting some cute ass kittens, opening some cool Pokemon cards. What else have you been doing, Adam? I know there's something. I know there's been something that you've
I've been doing a lot.
crazy about. There's something you've been crazy
100%.
about lately.
100%. And what he is alluding to there would be Rogue Company.
Yep. I was gonna say it's not
Yep.
RuneScape. It's not RuneScape.
Rogue Company. Honestly, we have an article as well about it. Just kind of giving you our thoughts and our experiences so far. If you haven't checked out
It's
that
actually-
article, where
it'll
we
be
posted
out
it.
Monday.
Okay.
Yes.
It'll be out
I'm
Monday.
finishing up my little thoughts on it, but Adam has a lot to say. He gave me a good 5 paragraphs. I was not expecting that. It's good.
I
though.
love
It's
the
good.
game, honestly. It's
Fair.
very exciting. I'm not going to go too much into it, but yeah, it's very enjoyable, worth the money that you spend, 110%. Besides that,
fair.
Fall Guys here and there. I got my first win yesterday. Felt amazing, honestly, thanks to Hexagon. I feel like that's the only one I'll ever stand a chance in. Let's see what else. RuneScape, because it's double XP weekend, which ends tomorrow, I think. And 98 range, almost 99, halfway to that 99 from 98 to 99. And that is important for me because that is my last combat skill I need to hit 99. Then at that point, it's just skilling and questing, and like I feel like I can take on the world. I killed the Queen Black Dragon for my first time. She's honestly not that hard. I'm a big baby when it comes to possibly dying and losing my gear. So I don't do anything. I didn't even bring my good gear out. My masterwork gear that's like worth like hundreds of millions. I was like, oh, I want to bring my Bando's gear that's worth like 5 million. But it still did it. And final thing would just be League of Legends, like normal version. That's the game I'm actually enjoying the most right now. And I got the newer Prestige Teemo skin for the Spirit Blossom, and boy is it clean. Love it.
It honestly is a really nice skin, and yeah, I gotta say, this last week of gaming has been really good. To kind of just shift it over now. I did play a little bit of Fall Guys this week. Did get my first dub. Felt really good. I needed it. I needed it. It was the tail grab at the end, and it was funny. It was the last like 10 seconds, and it was all 4 of us just in a little like square, just grab. It was just going in a circle pretty much, and then I was like,
Jeez.
So yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a good time. So that was really cool. Played a little bit of Apex actually as well. Re-downloaded it. The new season starting. We'll kind of dive into that a little later in the show. I just want to kind of get used to the game again before this season starts, and hopefully have some fun with the ranked. Played a lot of Valorant. Got the Plat 1 again. Feel really good. I kind of have a little cushion right now. Hopefully, let's keep that grind, man. I want to make it the diamond. Let's slowly make it. As Adam mentioned, so much Rogue Company. Oh my goodness. You'll have to see what we say Monday. I'm sure we'll probably have a little drop it like it's hot next week if we have maybe someone else like Golden or our buddy Zuku, of course, Golden, Zuku. That can maybe come on, give his thoughts as well. It'd be kind of fun. And then I don't know if Manny, you've played it a little bit as well.
Played the game before all of you.
No, yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we have all 4 of us come on and have a really big discussion about it because there's a lot to talk about. There really is. Played a lot of TFT. I'm actually Plat 3 now. I am Plat 3 right now.
Disgusting with TFT.
I know.
No lifing it.
Yeah, I play it during work, and I probably play about 8 to 10 games a day. So it's a good time, real good time. Watched a new live action anime over the last few days. King's Avatar. It's on Netflix. Oh my goodness. It's subbed, and I have a really difficult time watching sub because I usually go to bed and stuff, and I'm like laying on my side trying to fall asleep, and I'm like, oh, I can't pay attention to a sub. I have to read while I'm trying to sleep. I've been binging this show when I'm playing Star Wars The Old Republic, the other thing I've been doing on the side as well. and I'm loving it. It's about an esports organization, pretty much. It's about like the top player in esports pretty much gets cut from his team because there's this new hot rookie coming in, and it's him like getting his own startup in the game and like his own team and stuff, and it's so much fun. It's kind of like if World of Warcraft PvP, like that's kind of what it is. There's PvE that they even do in the show as well. It's a great time. It's a lot of fun. The last thing that I've done over the last week is, you guys probably saw on Instagram, I think Twitter and Facebook at this point, I got my tattoos colored. Got my claptrap, little birthday party claptrap. And then the big one, got my Mysterio colored in. Feels good. Woke up this morning. I had
Very clean.
Yeah, I had a gym shirt on, and it was stuck to the tattoo, so that was no fun. But yeah, it's healing pretty well so far. It's only been like a day, but it's not like chafing and bleeding, so that's
Got
definitely
that hustle
good.
butter.
Oh yeah,
Right.
all about the hustle
I
butter.
love that hustle
Yeah,
butter.
it's been good. I actually just got news that my tattoo artist just found out he's having another baby. Super excited. Taylor.
That's exciting. Good on
Taylor
Taylor.
having a baby.
Yeah.
Super excited. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. It's been a lot this week. It's been a good week, honestly. Manny, to wrap it up, man, what have you been up to? What have you been doing? What games, TV? What have you been doing? Let us know.
Any Fall Guy dubs?
All right, well, that's
I've
going to
been
wrap it up
playing
this week
Snake.
for... that'll be toxic.
I have not won a game of Fall Guys.
Yet.
That's all I'll say about that. Played a decent amount of Apex. Played a couple games of regular League of Legends here and there. Good bit of TFT. I almost got to gold 1, and then I had like 3 straight games where I got 5th place every time, and it just made me sad. So now I'm like ever so slowly creeping away from gold 1, and it makes me sad. I'll tell you that, a lot of Valorant. I got up to silver 2 after somehow not deranking into bronze after like 4 straight losses, which was hype. Yeah, that's definitely something I want to play a good bit of today. I would love to get back to silver 3 where I was last season, and then maybe get to gold. You know, maybe that'd be fun.
Okay. I'll be on later tonight. I gotta go mini golfing, my guy.
Mini golfing during COVID, bro? You know how many
wear a mask.
sickos have touched those mini golf clubs, bro? You better be wearing your
gloves and a mask.
He's not wearing gloves. Brandon, he's not gonna wear gloves, is he?
He's not going to wear gloves.
I didn't think so, yeah.
And I can't wait to come on over and touch your face.
Jinkies.
I think that's like battery at this point if you do that.
I'm pretty sure that's grounds for legal action, sir.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
almost
that's
positive.
like attempted murder.
Yeah. And you're mentioning it now. That's definitely premeditated at this point. And it's live.
Yikes. And we're live.
You know nothing.
All right, and then the last thing with Valorant, yesterday, for those of you that weren't able to stop by, I was the play-by-play guy for the Vivid Esports Valorant Open over on Vivid Esports Twitch channel. Very fun time. Had some issues with audio with OBS because OBS is silly, but we straightened it out, got everything sorted out. It's a good time. There's some really fun games. There's the first game we casted actually went into overtime, and the game-winning round was a guy got 4 op kills like back to back, and it was nuts. So that was actually a really fun time. Really cool event. Honestly, I'd love to do something like that again. It was really fun. It's cool. It's nice, just kind of getting excited about video games instead of being sad about video games all the time because I can't win at Fall Guys.
It's okay. Later today.
No, I'm uninstalling. Confirmed. I'm gonna be like, yo, Steam, give me my money back. They'll be like, but you played more than 2 or 3 hours. I'm gonna be like, shit. Okay.
You right.
I guess I'll have to just grind to 40 on the battle pass and never win.
Ooh.
But that is everything I've been up to. Before we jump into our news stories, for those of you that are just jumping into the show, Keep in mind our listener topic throughout the show. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Give us your thoughts about console exclusive content in games. For example, Destiny 1 and 2 both had exclusive weapons and things like that you couldn't get on Xbox and PC. Or the most recent example of it, Spider-Man getting announced for Marvel's Avengers, but only on PlayStation. But now that that's out of the way, let's jump into the
Top 5 gaming news stories of the week. Number 1.
Xbox took to the Xbox Wire blog to announce that the Xbox Series X will be coming this November. No official date, no exact date, but now we know it's coming in November, which not a huge surprise. I don't think to anybody.
Nah, I'm sure. I figured November or December, and like way before at least Christmas in December. They want those hype sales, like.
Exactly. I don't know. It was just weird for me for two reasons that this announcement came to be. One, because the Xbox Wire, I don't know, I feel like a lot of Xbox gamers don't even know the Xbox Wire exists. So, this announcement kind of would have gone just under the radar for a lot of people. Two, didn't actually give us any news. Just gave us a release window, which was kind of anticipated for a lot of people. If anything, this just gives PlayStation the ability to be like, okay, well, we're coming out the last week of October now. Still pretty much hitting the window we wanted, but we're going to be coming out ahead of you now. So,
Yep.
The first domino has fallen in knowing when these consoles are going to come out. So we'll see how PlayStation responds.
I'm definitely excited. This has been one of the constant things we've been talking about on the show is when are we going to get to pre-order? When are the consoles coming out? And it definitely was kind of exciting to be like, oh, it's finally happening. Like something has been said. Something we'll jump into very shortly on the show. I thought this was going to be like, sorry guys, Xbox coming out 2021 because we still haven't heard any news about the consoles. And I'm like, there's no way that's going to happen. There's no way it can happen. Thankfully it's not, which is good. We got a window. November makes sense, though. I would have been very surprised if it would have been in October. I felt like that would have been a little early, but I think that could be a really big opportunity for Sony to kind of take a jump on maybe a week or two early usage of their consoles. Some people are like, I'm just going to get whatever comes out first. I don't care. Like, I just play my Call of Duties. I play my games that are on both consoles. I'm just going to buy whatever comes first. I just want to start playing. So that will give them a little edge. Don't get me wrong. It's not going to be a majority. It'll be like, a small percentage of the population will be like, yeah, I'm just getting whatever comes first. So it will be very cool. I am excited to see what PlayStation will say. I was really curious if one of these consoles would come out in 2021 instead of 2020. And I feel like there's no way that can happen now with Xbox announcing theirs. So.
Yeah, especially with the news a couple weeks back that Sony has ramped up their production big time on how many consoles they're going to have ready for launch. I can't see it happening for PlayStation. Microsoft, I couldn't really see either. Microsoft's really just huge here in the West, so I feel like that's something that they'll be ready for. So I don't know. I wasn't super concerned about this consoles getting pushed back. Availability was a thing for me that I was kind of worried about, but seeing that PlayStation ramped up production, I'm sure Microsoft's doing something similar. So I think launch will be okay with both systems. But we'll see.
We just have to hope that this whole ramped up production doesn't mean lower quality systems because they tried to fly through it. And now we have a Xbox 360 Ring of Death situation all over again, but for new gen consoles.
Yeah, I can definitely agree. I feel like the quality, I want to say it'll be fine because they know what they're doing at this point. Like this is their fifth console or however so far with the generations. But that's the thing. Well, 5 for PlayStation. This is 4 for Xbox, right? Yeah. So I would be very surprised, but I mean, that is a good thing to think about, though. I mean, things, they might be just trying to move too fast. People make mistakes when you're being pushed to hit deadlines and stuff. So you might see some systems that just have really weird system issues. Hopefully nothing too terrible, and hopefully nothing that, stops you from getting to play it. We'll definitely have to see. I'm very excited, though. I'm sure all of you are as well for the new consoles, because there are some really cool games coming out. I really want to get my hands on Spider-Man. I really do. That's the only thing kind of tempting me to get the new system quickly so I can play the new Spider-Man. All right, we're going to go on and move on to
Number 2.
It's been a while since we talked about Fortnite on the show, so we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the newest piece of legal drama for the long-running Battle Royale game. So, for those of you that haven't kept up with this, in a nutshell, Epic Games came up with their own direct payment method for Fortnite on Apple, on mobile devices. So they were making V-Bucks and stuff like that cheaper if you paid them directly. And they were basically cutting out the middleman of Apple. Well, now Apple and Google both said, all right, if you're going to do that, you can't be on our platforms anymore. Bye. Mm-hmm. So now Fortnite is not available on the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. Next, Epic is like, okay, well, we're going to sue you for competition stuff and things like that. They're basically saying that they're monopolizing the system by doing things the way they're doing it. And although Fortnite's had a lot of weird legal stuff go on with a lot of people trying to, sue them just because they're making tons of money.
Yeah.
I don't know if Epic has. Again, I'm not a legal expert, but it doesn't seem like they have much of a case here, because Apple and Google have terms and conditions and guidelines and things like that for the Google Play Store, for the Apple Store, for all of these games. And if what Epic was doing was undercutting them and breaking their terms and conditions, then Apple and Google should have complete authority to just say, all right, bye then.
I agree.
Go ahead, Adam. Go on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I agree, because they've been content with it in a sense for so long. They already make so much money. Why do you need to be greedy and go for the extra money on this? And in Manny's terms there, undercut them. You've dealt with it for so long. If anything, you should have just tried to maybe have a sit down or a corporate discussion with Apple or Google and be like, hey, we want to implement this system. Not only will it save our customers some more money, but honestly, we think if we do that, maybe it'll bring more people over to the Google and Apple Play Store instead of, system or PC, because now it's cheaper V-Bucks, so they're going to want to download these to get those deals. In a sense, that helps you, it helps us. They could have at least come to some kind of agreement or sit down talk, and instead they just were like, let's just do it. Let's see what happens.
So I guess I'm looking at the other side, because I would be very surprised if Epic Games was going to be like, all right, we're just going to do something that is, technically if it is in their legal contract against legal contract, that would be extremely wrong. And I was seeing this might be some sort of loophole where it's, there is no terms and agreement that they have to make all the purchases through Apple. So I guess that's where I was I'm curious if that's where the story possibly goes. Does that change your opinion on it? If this is just Apple being greedy, of being like, well, you don't have to use the Apple Store, but now they're doing it, and you know what, you can't even use our stuff now since we're not going to get your DLC money. Does that change your guys' opinion on it at all? Or are you still well, no, Apple just has the right because it's their platform?
So
it's their platform. That's my opinion.
Yeah, and for me, my thing about it is, if Epic wanted to do something like this, they could have done something like Albion Online does with their mobile version. Download it off our website. There's no app. You just download it off our website, and then it's on your mobile device. You know, Fortnite is definitely big enough to where you can just say, hey, go to Fortnite.com and download the mobile version of the game, and you cut out the middleman right there. I don't know.
It's their own platforms. They have authority of who gets to be on it, who doesn't. And I totally agree, kicking them off. Like, if they didn't try and have a sit down with you and didn't try and like at least offer up some ideas, and you just went ahead and did something that was kind of like a fudge you to those companies, Apple and Google, then yeah, I say good for them.
Yeah, and I did find that this is, for the quote I have here from The Verge, this is an apparent violation of Apple's App Store guidelines. And then it says, Epic brings in quotes, Epic brings this suit to end Apple's unfair and anti-competitive actions that Apple undertakes to unlawfully maintain its monopoly in two distinct multi-billion-dollar markets. So this is... Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like I don't care about Epic making more money. I would almost even like to see this happen for the small people, like the people who make little apps and stuff, and instead of maybe Apple taking money from them, let them earn their money. So I don't really care about the big corporate companies, you know, the big AAA titles that have their own little mobile games and stuff like that. I really couldn't care if they're getting more money, but it would be almost nice to see this happen for Epic Games to win the lawsuit side for the small, like for the little guys. I think that would be just kind of nice in that aspect of it. But, you know, we'll see. None of us are legal experts. We're all kind of just giving our own little opinions and ideas. So,
very true.
All right, we're gonna go and move on to
number 3.
All right. So, after receiving news about Rocksteady's next game being a Suicide Squad game, it now looks like we're going to get the next game in the Batman Arkham franchise revealed at the DC Fandom event that we talked about last week. That's coming up next week. And it's heavily rumored to be involving the Court of Owls. So, really, really cool news. I remember that image. There was an image teased about the game a while back. I just thought it was interesting that it's not going to be Rocksteady making the game. It's going to be WB Montreal, who did Arkham Origins. And it's apparently, from a lot of the reporting coming out, this is going to kind of be a soft reboot for the series. And the reason they're doing it is because they're going to try to do a connected game universe with the Suicide Squad game that Rocksteady's making.
This personally is really exciting to me because in Gotham, the TV show, and I believe one of the last seasons, they actually introduced the Court of Owls. This is one of the very few Batman story arcs that I really do enjoy. That I've at least read, of course. I've not read a whole lot, so I'm sure there's a lot of missing. Just to give a little bit of history, though, what the Court of Owls is. They're a violent cabal with who use architecture and murder to wield political influence throughout history. Their legend is told only through whispers and a nursery rhyme that bears their name. To carry out their interest, they employ a breed of highly trained assassins known as Talons. It kind of goes a little more in depth about just, a couple other things, like they wear masks that look like owls. But this is like the underground people who run Gotham. So it is a very intriguing story, and I think it's really cool if they're going to dive into it because, maybe it's not as flashy as, fighting the Joker and stuff like that. Sure. But the in-depth storytelling that they can do will be very cool, and I'm honestly kind of interested to see what they do with this one.
Yeah, I personally don't have too much to say on this topic just because I don't really care for Batman games, or actually I don't care for Batman much in general. I love the show Gotham, don't get me wrong, and I do like most Batman movies predated to The Dark Knight. The Dark Knight was fine. I loved the first one, and then after that I feel like they just kind of kept falling off and off. Again, own personal opinions. Some people really love all of them. Good on you. But game wise, I can't do the games. It's just not for me. Can't even watch them.
Oof. The disrespect.
Damn. Okay.
It's just so boring for me, man. It's just so boring.
Going back real quick to our first story about next gen, Mind Delusion says still have the PS3 and still playing Battlefield 4. Made some plans for PS4, but now just better wait for PS5. Honestly, that's the move.
Yeah. Because smart.
everything is pointing to the PS5 being $500 or roughly or at launch. So at that point, saving a little bit more for a significantly better system that's going to have all your new games on it, it's pretty worth it. Especially because the PS5 will be playing PS4 games anyways. So if there's any especially exclusives, if there's any exclusives that you missed on the PS4, and you're like, man, wish I could have played those. You can play them on the 5 anyways. So
very true.
You'll be good. You'll be good with that, my dude. No worries. But with the new Batman game, I didn't play the first one. I watched my brother play the whole thing, Arkham Asylum, and it was really good. I liked the story a lot. I thought they did a great job with the Joker. I don't remember who voiced it in Asylum. If it was Mark Hamill or someone else.
I believe it was Hamill. I'm gonna check.
Or you know what? It was Mark Hamill. Arkham Origins Joker was Troy Baker, if I remember correctly. I really liked that story. I watched him play a little bit of City. Honestly, I didn't really care for City, even though a lot of people fell in love with that game. It felt less focused than Arkham Asylum was, and I really liked what they had going with Asylum. Arkham Knight, I actually played myself, and I beat the whole thing, and I actually really liked it. I didn't get to do all the side missions and stuff like that, but the story was actually really cool. I wasn't one of the people that was like, the Batmobile's in the game, and you just drive around and blow stuff up in the Batmobile. I thought it was a cool mechanic. It added a different layer to the game. It was something different than just jumping from rooftop to rooftop, finding something to do. So I actually kind of liked the mechanic to it. In terms of Court of Owls, I'm interested to see where it goes. If it's going to kind of shift focus to a more narrative-driven experience, or if it's going to continue to be a very wide-open game.
I was just looking through the Troy Baker stuff. Yes, it was for Arkham Origins, though. It's tough because before playing Spider-Man for PlayStation 4, I really wouldn't have cared about this because I kind of felt that a lot of the superhero games are just the same, and they relatively are. I did really enjoy my time, though, with Spider-Man, and I do really like a lot of the backstory of Batman, especially his villains, personally. It definitely does intrigue me, and I'm very curious on how the world will play. Is it going to... I'm sure they will do kind of what they did with Arkham Knight. I hope that they do a little less Batmobile, though. I hope it is a little bit more personalized with Batman, I guess, because I felt like there was a lot of like city things, car chases, blowing up tanks, and I don't know. I feel like that kind of lost a little bit of the Batman feel to it. So I'm gonna keep my eye on it, though. I would love to kind of see what villains they tease outside of the Court of Owls, because I'm sure there will be the overarching story, and then there will be Scarecrow or Two-Face, other people that you'll have to go up against, and like little side-off mission things as well. So yeah, should be interesting. And of course, let us know your thoughts on the upcoming Batman game, and then what is your favorite Batman game so far? Are you in Origins, Asylum, Night City? Yeah, I always forget there's 4 of those now. They did good.
Night City, Cyberpunk.
Whoa.
Hey. Dude,
it's all connected.
Coming near, man.
It's all connected.
We're gonna go
Batman and Cyberpunk confirmed.
Oh, please. That'd be dope. That'd be really cool, I think. Give us some real gory Batman. All right, we're going to go and hop on to the Forest story this week with...
Number 4.
Go ahead.
All right, so our 4th story of the week. Talked about it a little bit last week. They came out with the gameplay trailer for Season 6 of Apex Legends. Showed off the new character Rampart, showed off her abilities, just to kind of go over what they kind of look like. She throws down these sort of like blast shields, and she can throw down multiple. In the trailer it showed 3 of them, one for each teammate, or one for each squad mate, and they're just big deployable shield that you can use for cover. And she also has a deployable turret that people are able to use, not just her. So she's really, really cool and different skill set from all the other characters in the game. Showed off a little bit of the new weapon, the Volt, the Energy SMG. looks pretty interesting, not gonna lie. It looks like it's gonna be a very fun gun to use. And then they showed us a little bit. This is kind of the big part to me. They gave us a little idea of what crafting is gonna look like in the game. So they actually show someone going up to the crafting station, and they show the menu of the crafting station. And it kind of gives you an idea of what it'll look like here. So you'll have like these materials that you extract in the map. I'm not sure exactly where they'll be or how they do it, but you'll find these areas where you'll extract materials. You go to these crafting stations, and there's essentially like a little crafting store. There's a weapon that'll rotate in and out daily that you'll be able to use your crafting material to get. In the trailer, it showed them buying a devotion. There's some daily attachments that rotate. In the example, they show a purple extended sniper mag and then a turbocharger, it looks like. And then there's a couple weekly, like either armor sets or item for your inventory. In the example here, they showed the mobile respawn beacon and then a purple knockdown shield. Then there's a couple permanents. It looks like you're always going to be able to purchase a medkit or craft a medkit, and craft an upgrade for your armor. And then the last thing on there is it just says weapon fit, and it looks like it's just ammo for weapons you currently hold. So very cool to kind of see what that's going to look like. What do you guys think about the design of the little crafting shop that they have?
I think it's nice. It's simple. It's, you're never going to go in there and kind of get confused or take way too long in there, I would think. So I can definitely appreciate that. I'm guessing the gun is probably just, I wonder if it's random by position, like location. I'm wondering if like, how many crafting locations there will be. And then, like the weekly and daily things. I'm like guessing you just buy them like once a week, or is you can buy it every single time you go to it, once per game. I'm very interested to see on how the crafting will work, on how it'll influence kind of the meta. Will people be charging crafting stations? Is this kind of something that's just like, oh man, I just spawned in, hopefully there's a crafting station nearby to kind of catch up in the game? Or, what exactly it'll kind of do. I'm excited though. It's nice to have a little, variety in there, from armor upgrades, the healing, weapons, ammo. So it's a very interesting addition to the upcoming season. I'm honestly getting pretty excited myself.
It's cool.
Adam's like, what's an Apex?
Yeah, what's this Apex you guys talk of?
I do like the way they've implemented it, though. I was very curious myself as to how it was going to work. I'm like, is it just going to be, like you brought up, and then what you brought up kind of worried me, and you were like, is this just going to be like Hyperscape? You just pick up the same thing and it just upgrades it? I'm like, oh dear God, I hope not, because that's a meh system for a game like Apex. But now that we kind of have a little clarity as to what it's going to look like, I like what they did here. Schneed!
Our boy Schneedle in chat. Let's go, buddy. Hey, man.
Love you too, buddy. Thanks for re-upping the sub again.
Hey. Thanks, buddy.
I like the way the shop's implemented. I like that they're going to be rotating out what you can craft. I think that's good. Like, to your point, whether it's going to be balanced in terms of every shop has the same thing that's rotating in and out, or if it's going to be like there's set crafting stations that all have different rotating shops. We'll see. But I like the way they implemented it. I'm just hoping the way that the gathering of the material works doesn't take away too much from the game to where you're getting distracted from the actual game to get these materials. But we'll see. I mean, the season starts in a little over a day. It starts midnight on Tuesday. So definitely excited. I think it's definitely going to be a nice little refresh for the game.
100% agree. I'm definitely glad we're kind of getting ready for it, and we'll have to see, where it goes and our thoughts on it. And of course, as always, just, if you're getting into it this week, let us know. Just, it's like Friday or something, you're like, you got to come let us know. Just come tweet at us. Let us know what you're thinking of the season so far. You like the new character? How's the crafting working for you? But yeah, we're definitely excited to hear what you guys think. But we're going to go and move on to
Number 5.
Before I give you guys number 5, Schneeds, I don't think Brandon has chat up. I'll answer for him.
I do not.
I doubt he's playing on PS4. I'll play with you on PS4 anytime, anywhere.
I would,
But Brandon won't play
if
on
it's
PS4.
one of those things where it's like you guys are both gonna play, and genuinely like that's what we can do right now, I'll play it. It's just for me, it always kind of comes down to like my stuff just plays way better on PC. My stuff breaks on PS4. Hell, I can't even play Fall Guys without the game crashing on me. Sure, that might be just be Fall Guys, but my PS4 kind of sucks. So, we'll see. We'll see.
Big sad. Anyways, number 5, our 5th and final story of the week. We're ending on a solemn note, boys. We're ending on a solemn note. So, it was announced by 343 and the official Halo Twitter account that the much anticipated Xbox Series X exclusive will be getting delayed until 2021. Not a good start for next gen for Xbox.
That's just. Woo! Yeah. I just don't want to even comment on that because, like, that's just such a mood killer.
You hate to see it. You really do.
I don't know. Some may love to see it, like Sony. They're like, yes, we win already.
Yes.
Makes me
We
big
didn't
sad.
need to be scum. They did it to themselves.
Makes me big sad. And once I saw this story, I was like, okay, so that's it. Xbox is coming out 2021. That's why I kind of brought this up earlier. I was like, there's no way that Xbox is gonna come out with a new system and then not have Halo with it.
And jokes on us.
But they're doing it. They're Xbox. They're stupid. I mean, they're no, whatever. I'm angry. I get it though. I'm glad, like, you know, come out with the best game you possibly can. I understand.
And you know what? It was probably good that they showed this game off at their showcase now. Because if that game came out at launch with not a lot of gameplay shown beforehand, and the game looked the way it does, which it looks fine. It doesn't look bad by any means. It just doesn't have the caliber of a Halo game. Like, that would have... I mean, honestly, they probably had a worse start to next gen if they didn't push this game back. Because of how much flack they've gotten from the community about their game, you know? So, and especially when they came out and said, you know, there's going to be a lot of polishing done to the graphics, a lot of fixes done to the graphics, you know, before the game comes out. I'm like, there's no way you're going to fix that in 2 or 3 months. So, honestly, I'm not super surprised to see the delay after the backlash from that gameplay reveal, but it is going to be a huge hit for Microsoft at launch, because what do you have at launch now that makes people be like, I'm getting a Series X? Game Pass. Game Pass, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's pretty much
yeah,
Game
but,
Pass,
like,
which is like a really good thing to have. Like, I won't lie.
It's great.
But I don't know. It's just weird because especially now if Sony does, like, you know, do them dirty and come out like in October, what is the point of getting an Xbox right now?
yeah, they completely and utterly destroyed them at that point. Like,
Especially if, you know, because, I mean, we already know Godfall's going to be a launch title, which, I mean, after, you know, the more we see of Godfall, the more I'm like, it's going to be pretty hit or miss with that game. If Spider-Man comes out launch day on the 5, like, that's a huge win for PlayStation, seeing Halo get pushed back.
and for them, I think that would be big value because, like, I feel like it's common that when a new system comes out, correct me if I'm wrong, but like usually when a new system comes out, they're like, hey, there's this version of the system, this version of the system, and there's this limited edition version of the system where it comes with this game, and the console is also kind of, you know, designed towards this game theme.
It doesn't necessarily happen at launch with systems. I'm trying to think. I don't think the Xbox One had a huge exclusive at launch. PS4, I don't think it really did either, because Last of Us came out like a few months before the 4 came out, and then they announced the remaster like right when the system came out. So I don't think there were any huge exclusives on launch. There was Killzone Shadowfall for the PS4 on launch. That was like the only exclusive I could really think of.
I just feel like that would be like, because they already had the Spider-Man PS4.
Oh yeah, and have you seen
Like-
people doing those digital renderings of what a Miles Morales PS5 would look like?
Looks so cool. It really does look
So
awesome. man.
like,
Looks clean.
let's get on like launch day. Special version of the PS5 for that Spider-Man Morales, and it comes with the game. Hear me out.
I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah,
I don't think
that'd be
anybody would
awesome.
be upset about that.
I'd even
I-
buy it just for the design of it, and then I would just sell the Spider-Man game.
So this. Wait a minute. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know. It sucks. It really does. I'm just kind of confused with where they're gonna go with it.
I think the thing that kind of worries me the most about this getting pushed back is, are they just not going to show off the multiplayer stuff that they're planning on the next month or so? Is that just going to be like
Possibly not.
pushed back while they're working on the game more? Because that's their biggest draw with Halo.
Yeah.
As much as people love the story and things like that, you know, and them switching gears to it being kind of open, which I am perfectly okay with, but a lot of people are like, that's not Halo. I feel like multiplayer is kind of where they really have to hit with this game, and kind of get people back all in on Halo after 5 kind of didn't hit the mark like the rest of the games have. Neither did 4 really. Halo needs a win, and I think to push it back might give it a chance to succeed the way Microsoft wants it to.
If this
If they
game-
get rid of the
Go ahead.
grapple hook, they'll win.
Bro, you don't want to be Master Chief Indiana Jones?
I thought that was so stupid, but
If
you know.
this game fails, and by fails I don't mean that it's dog doo doo and it's a terrible game. I'm saying if it just underperforms. Is Halo done?
there's no way. It's just too big of a name. It's like saying if Call of Duty will ever be done. Like,
I should rephrase that. Is 343 done with Halo?
that's
It's a
possible.
much better question, and
Mhm.
it's honestly it's something to consider. And here's the thing: if Playground Games goes and hits with Fable, this Fable game that they're working on, do they be like, maybe we just
take Halo.
maybe we just give these guys our precious exclusive IPs and just make them work. So it's
Definitely
honestly that is a very interesting question. Ever since Bungie left after Reach, the franchise hasn't been the same. It just hasn't.
No. It's been okay. Sure, it's kind of felt like Halo. I think the problem is they're trying to adapt with the market, and you don't have to adapt when you're Halo. Just be Halo. Just be your game. That's what we want. That's what we've loved for so long. You don't need to try to be the next Call of Duty. You don't need to do anything else than what you've been doing. Yeah, I'm really curious. Go ahead, like everything else. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Tweet at us. Let us know if Halo flops. Is 343 Industries done with Halo, and will Microsoft move on to a new company? All right. I think that's done
Is
for us.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is everything we have for our top 5 game news stories of the week. Now, time to move over to this listener topic for the week. We wanted to hear people's thoughts about console exclusive, not games, but content for games. So, like I was alluding to at the beginning of the show, when Destiny 1 and 2 came out, they both had PlayStation exclusive content that was timed exclusive, and Xbox got it a year or two later. But by the time that Xbox got those items and weapons, like they weren't up to par with the rest of the game, so it was literally pointless for Xbox to have those formerly exclusive items. And then now with Crystal Dynamics coming out and saying, "Hey, Spider-Man's coming to the Avengers. If you own a PlayStation," like, how does that make you guys feel? You know.
Adam, you go first because I have a lot to say.
Sure, yeah, no worries. I don't have too much to say, but I definitely do have an opinion. Here's my thing. Honestly, I think mistake. Like, I get that Spider-Man is a Sony thing, but huge mistake, and here's why. So, my example immediately is going to be Call of Duty. They used to have flip back and forth, which console's going to have Call of Duty's rights this year to have DLC content first. And, it usually flip-flopped. Yeah, for a while, it used to be Microsoft with Xbox, then Sony took the reins, and so on and so forth. And then they realized, this is stupid. Let's just stop it and have all content come out for both consoles out at the same time. And that was big. That was huge. People loved it. And I don't know what they're thinking here. Like, oh, hey, yeah, let's just have Spider-Man be Sony only. I get it. The game is Sony only. But that doesn't mean the content needs to be come on. If anything, put the content in both games. People are going to be hyped about Spider-Man, and now they're going to want to go buy a PlayStation to play the actual game. I don't know. I just feel like that's just goofy.
I totally agree. One of the first times this ever kind of happened to me was back on beginning of PlayStation. I think it was PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 actually for Soul Calibur. For Xbox, you got Yoda, and for buying PlayStation, you got Darth Vader. And I just remember being so upset when I was little because Darth Vader was my favorite character in Star Wars at the time. And
no one wants Yoda.
Yeah, I'm like, who cares about Yoda? Baby Yoda, on the other hand.
Hey, now we talking.
But yeah, I just remember never getting to play Darth Vader because at the time I had a 360 and that's all I played on. And it just really sucked because at this time, if stuff like that happened, I just wouldn't buy the game. And that's kind of when I heard about the Avengers thing. Spider-Man is my favorite character. Yeah, if I had a PlayStation, I would buy it. It'd be cool with it. I'd be like, hell yeah, Spider-Man. But if I had an Xbox, I'm like, so I don't even get an exclusive character? This is stupid. So, and that's kind of what I brought up last week, Adam, when you weren't here when we briefly discussed this. I was like, hopefully Xbox gets an exclusive character to the Avengers. But as Manny stated, they probably won't because Sony has the rights to the character of Spider-Man, and it makes sense. Microsoft doesn't have a character of their own that they can just kind of throw in there for the Marvel game. Now, if you're telling me Halo's in this, just kidding. This is something I've honestly always hated, though. Not even just console exclusives, just kind of jump into the whole exclusivity market real quick. Do you guys remember when GameStop and Best Buy and other companies had their own just little tiny DLC exclusives? It was like, get your own skin from GameStop, get this one from Best Buy. This is back
pre-ordering.
Yeah, for the pre-order differences.
Yeah.
And I've always hated that because to me I was like, okay, I like both your companies. How do I get both? It's like, well, sure. Some things they're just codes, and it's cool. You can get both by just pre-ordering both and then canceling your pre-order. Okay, you spent $5 for the DLC, but I just remember some of them you just couldn't really do that with it because I don't know. It was after you bought the game, I'm not gonna buy it twice. So I've always had a really big issue with just the exclusivity market. I wish you could play Halo on every console. I wish you could play each game on every console. I know it's not going to happen. I really doubt we're ever going to see Sony and Xbox merge to make one super console and you can just play everything on anything. So, I don't know. I've always been very negative on that side of it. But Manny, what are your thoughts? Do you think is that a needed thing that, that we need in the market? Or where do you kind of sit with it?
I think the gaming industry in general has slowly been shifting away from exclusive content. We're seeing cross-platform multiplayer, which nobody would even thought of doing that, even 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I think I think having exclusive content for your system helps drive competition, which helps drive the market. Where, if everybody just has everything the same, what's the point of having a PlayStation versus an Xbox? Nothing. There's no reason. Like, the reason I enjoy PlayStation systems is because it has games like Spider-Man, like God of War, like The Last of Us. I used to play a lot of Xbox because it had games like Halo, Fable, Gears of War. If you take those types of things away, then there's really no point. Like, there's no point in having the competition between the systems anyways. Everyone just go on a PC and just, buy these games because games look better on a PC. So to me, having exclusive content creates competition, which creates a better market, and it creates a lot of fun in the community. Like the whole console war stigma that has been around for the past 20 years since Microsoft made a system. So if you take away that side of it, then you kind of, I don't know, you take away what makes the system special to me. And the DLC content side of it is kind of unfortunate. Like the stuff like the Destiny weapons and stuff like that being exclusive, not that huge of a deal really. It's just smaller things to make people be like, oh, well, maybe I'll go play it on PlayStation. It's little things to give your systems an edge over the competition, which is totally fine. The Spider-Man thing that's kind of getting to a weird gray area because it's a whole playable character that's probably going to have story missions and things like that. That's probably never going to come to the Xbox because Sony owns that property. So that one kind of gets into a weird gray area to me. But I think exclusive content and exclusive exclusive, like, small DLC and exclusive games help create a competitive market, which is good for gaming in general.
Now hearing you break it down a little bit, I can agree on the game portion of it, because if it wasn't for that, if you could play Halo on every console, you wouldn't see Sony ever, they're not trying to anyway, but you'll never actually see them try to match Halo. You won't see them try to come out with that FPS shooter to, break up the mold of it and everything. So on that aspect, I can definitely agree, because, as you said, it brings a little more competition in the market. I prefer Gran Turismo over Forza. Is Gran Turismo strictly on Sony? I better say okay. Yes. I could have sworn it was. So there are things like that is really good. I mean, if Forza was the only racer out there, I would never play racing games. But because we have Gran Turismo, I will play racing games at times. So it definitely is nice to have some exclusives here and there. I guess it just sucks for some people because growing up, I had PlayStation, then I had Xbox, then I had PlayStation. I might go Xbox this time, I might go PlayStation. So I've never been a die-hard, like, I'm a Sony fanboy, I'm an Xbox fanboy. So I always just kind of more was on the outside of like, let me enjoy my games. So I can see both sides of it. I do like the competition, which is always good. But it was definitely a good point there, Manny. It was.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I think the Spider-Man thing is, like, I get it. I get why it's happening, but I don't agree with it. I think that's a little but the Avengers game is kind of doing things already with I think it's like Virgin Mobile customers got free beta codes. They didn't even have to pre-order the game, they just got beta codes.
Oh wow, that is weird.
And like they like partnered with Verizon, and it was like, I don't know, they're doing kind of not sketchy, but like
Sus.
weird exclusive things with certain companies, which probably makes them a decent amount of money. So I get why they're doing it. I'm hoping that we don't see more games do things like that, because I think that can help that doesn't drive competition. That divides the market, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah, I think it's a great point.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Lot to unpack.
Wow. I think that's it.
I think that is everything.
That does wrap up everything for the show. Next week's... Oh?
I have one thing. In the near future, Apex Season 6, and I am stoked.
Hell yeah. Totally fair.
We'll talk about it.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time. Just quick little housekeeping kind of little things for you guys. Of course, as always, check out our merch site. That is going to always be the Nerd Chambers. Wait, spreadshirt.com/the Nerd Chambers. There we go. Cool. Or you can also actually just Google us now for the Nerd Chambers Spreadshirt. The link actually works and it does take you to the proper site. When I used to look that up, it used to take you to the market. It takes us to an actual shop now. So that's cool too. We got new stuff on there. We got some new movie nights merch. If you guys have been following it all, we did kind of break up the games and movies into its 2 separate shows now. It kind of makes it better for us, more content for you guys, more stuff for us to do, have a little more enjoyment with it. So definitely go and check out the new merch over there. And of course, as always, we have our show every Sunday. But we also have our shows coming out on Wednesdays and Saturdays for TNC movie nights. Come out right around noon on YouTube, Spotify, all that good stuff. Thanks to our wonderful human beings over at Anchor. They do so much for us. They really do. They do a great job. We are so happy with everything that Anchor can do for us. And then Adam, your favorite time of the show. Hit us with that. Where do people got to find us? What should they look up? Where should they search? It's simple. It's easy. It's not too much.
Okay. All right. Fine. All right. So, what you got to do is first you got to find the cat. Okay. You got to find the cat in the corner. You got to name it Spyro. Then you got to go to our Facebook, the Nerd Chambers, our Twitter, Twitch. We got all kinds of places. Instagram. Boys, when are we getting the TNC Snapchat? All right, like
we have one.
Listen, we got.
Yeah, I have made one. We have not done anything with it yet. I want to start getting our shows and everything posted there too. But I did actually make us a Snapchat. Yeah, it's the same login as well, Adam. So yeah, we do have a Snap. Hey, if you guys want to go add our Snapchat, go ahead. It's just the Nerd Chambers. Super easy.
Brandon, please do not make any mistakes on that Snapchat.
Make sure you're logged into the right account, buddy.
Gosh, you can find us anywhere. Go visit our Spreadshirt website.
Hey, if you want to come over to our houses, our addresses.
Oh, no. The new TNC movie nights merch is awesome. There's some tie-dye options, which I really like, and I know my girlfriend really likes too.
Got the hoodie shirts.
Seriously.
Little hoodie shirts.
Shirts are big value.
I definitely miss some places that will find us, but honestly, hey do, Barry do, me hearty, and that's what it is.
Love it, Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil.
And for those of you that watch part of the show live and want to listen to the whole thing, we do post it on YouTube and podcasting platforms everywhere like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all that good stuff. Adam.
No more.
It's that time of day. It's time to send us home, buddy.
Spyro, do things. Do things. Alright, well, thank you for tuning in. And it's Sunday, and I hope you have a great, blessed Sunday. And I hope your work week goes well, and that you get sent home early with pay, and they give you a big old vacation, and you get to go have a great life without COVID, because vacations, but like safe place. And
what is happening?
I'm gonna go mini golfing, and you guys should go mini golfing.
Mini golfing's fun.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much for listening in. We appreciate it. We are the Nerd Chambers. Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Nerd Chambers. Come back next week for more news you need to know.